We're going to talk about plotting a coordinate on the map, determining distance, direction, and navigating to this point. This is a really critical skill for any backcountry traveler, and also for what I do in search and rescue. Navigation is a key right here. So our first step is we're going to be studying our map. This map is down in Allegany State Park here in West New York. And I want to note a couple things. I want to know what the declination is. So here it's 10 degrees west. I want to know what the scale is. This is a 1 to 25,000 map. And I also want to make sure that my datum is good. Down here, WGS 84. Again, that's what my GPS is set at. So I want to make sure especially if I'm printing maps like this, that I'm using the correct datum. Next, I want to plot my points. So I want to know where I'm starting, and either you're going to use a known point or resection or terrain feature, but we're going to say I'm right here at this driveway here and by the Bovis ski area. And I'm given a grid coordinate here. All right. So 17, I'm not too worried about the 17 Tango part. That gets into our 100,000 meter. But we want to go to 690. Okay, so I know I'm going to be up here. And I got to go to 4665. Okay. So I know I'm up in this block. And now I have to get out my grid tool here. I like the military style coordinate scales. And I'm going to go over. So that was 690, 225. So I'm going to go over. So I'm going over 200 meters. 220 meters. And then my northing, I'm going to 4665, 150. So this was the point I was given right there. Looks like it's right on this trail. So now I have my start point and my end point. And because this is a paper map that I printed, and to show you guys, we're going to draw a line right on the map. If you're borrowing somebody else's map, don't draw lines on it. Otherwise, it will not be your friend anymore. All right. So I've got my points plotted. Pretty easy way to do that. Now I want to Mickey Mouse the direction. I don't want to break out the protractor just yet. So if I'm starting here and I'm ending up here, and if I know that this way going north, this is 0 degrees, and I know that going all the way over here to the east is 90 degrees, I know that looks like maybe about halfway through. So it's probably between like 40 and 55 degrees, all right? Mickey Mousing that number is pretty important because it builds a mental framework for when you're navigating later. And it also prevents you from making a real common but stupid error by like having your grid tool upside down or using your compass incorrectly. All right, so again, I have that Mickey Mouse number, and I'm going to hold that right in my head. And now I want to determine direction using I'll do it with the protractor, and then I'll do it with the compass. All right, so I put the protractor, get that over a little bit here. I line the dot right up on my start point. And again, you want to make sure you're starting at your start point. And I want to make sure that the coordinate scale here is parallel with my grid lines. And now I'm going to read the number that's right here. If you're using a military style, don't read the outer number. Those are mils. Mils are excellent, very accurate, great when you're calling in indirect fire. However, for orienteering uses, we're going to use, on this particular scale, we're going to use the internal numbers. All right, so it looks like I'm about 52 degrees. So 52 degrees. Now, I have 52 degrees, but what is that? That is a true bearing. That's true north because I'm working on a map. If I put 52 degrees right into my compass, guess what? That's going to be wrong because I didn't figure out declination. Here in Western New York, our declination is a little bit more than 10 degrees westerly. All right. Now, if I have my Silver Ranger compass here, and the Silver Ranger, I actually have, it's got this cool declination screw on it, and I can set, and I have the declination set right at 10 degrees west. So I can dial on that true bearing right here. So it was 52 degrees. So I would just put, and turn it right up here to 52. All right. My direction of travel. And now I can go. However, if I'm using my standard orienteering compass, I'm going to have to figure out declination. Here in Western New York, 10 degrees westerly declinations, that means I'm going to add. So I'm going to add 10 degrees to 52. So I'm going to have to dial in 62 degrees into my compass. All right, so I got 62 right here. So I'm going to walk. I'm going to put red Fred in the shed as I walk at 62 degrees to reach my point. Again, you'll notice that my map is not oriented from where my compass is. Mainly because I'm not even down at Allegany State Park right now. So now we have our distance. We've got a good distance or a good direction. We figured out our declination. Now we want to really figure out our distance. And you could just try to walk in a straight line to hit that path, and that would be okay. You could probably figure that out. And again, this is something I'm going to Mickey Mouse first. I'm going to look at this and say, well, I know that these grids are 1,000-meter grids. So I'm going to be walking more than 2,000 meters, maybe like 2,100 meters, something like that. And you could tick mark it, but one thing I like to use is actually just the lanyard from my compass. And then I'll come down and I'll measure using my scale down here. So again, I know this is 1,000 meters, 1,000 meters. Measure that again. Right there. Okay. And each one of these ticks is 100 meters. So I have to walk 2,500 meters. Now, if I'm pacing it off, I know that my pace multiplier is it's 1.45 meters. That means I walk 1.45 meters for every pace I take, every time my left foot hits the ground. So if I'm walking 2,500 meters, that means I'm going to have to walk 1,724 paces. And I'll have to keep count of that as I walk. All right. So again, we figured our distance, direction. So now we can go on our compass and go. And the one last thing I really want to do is as I walk, I want to take a look at the map again. I want to use terrain association as I walk, if I'm going to be walking a straight line, to know exactly what I'm going to be heading into. So I know I start kind of a flat area, and I kind of generally go uphill. I drop down into a draw, and I go up very steeply up a hill, and to up here it looks like a ridge line. Pretty neat. You guys want to do another one? We'll do another quick one. Let's see what we have here. We will go, let's see, we got a Jeep trail down here. So again, we're going to mark this one. All right. And we're going to go let's see. We're gonna actually go right back over here to the camp, to Camp Allegany. All right, and let's go ahead and draw our line. All right, let's Mickey Mouse that direction. So everybody go ahead and Mickey Mouse that direction, which we're going. We're going from here to here. If you said 90, you're wrong. Remember, we're going almost due west. So we're going like 272 degrees probably. We'll break out the protractor, and I'll show you how to do it with a compass too. All right, so I'm going to get my military protractor out. Again, I like these. I'm familiar with. This is what I use in the service. And they're good. They fit inside of a chest harness nice. And right there, it's like a hair over maybe 271 degrees. Show you we can also do this with a orienteering compass. I can place my base plate right along the line here, start to end. I'm going to turn my bezel up until you'll see my orienting lines in my compass here are parallel with the grid lines of my map. And I'm just going to read this direction. Again, it's a 271, 272 degrees. So again, you can use a orienteering compass with a clear base plate as a protractor if you don't have one. And again, what I have to do, I have to figure in declination, especially if I'm using this compass here. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to add 10 degrees. All right. So I got my declination figured out. Let's figure out how long we're going to be walking. Let's see, we have, take that right down. All right, so that's about 2,600 meters. All right, so that's going to be what, 1,780 paces thereabouts. For me, again, your pace count's going to be totally different, and your pace count always differs by the terrain you're walking to. All right, so I hope this helps you out a little bit for plotting on the map, figuring out distance and direction. If you have any questions, leave me a comment down below, and I'll do my best to help you out. Again, having these kind of wilderness navigation skills is great for anybody to have. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.